The program is called On My Way to Meet You, and its brightest star is 20-year-old Yeonmi Park. The show screens on cable TV in South Korea and is part chat show, part talent quest and part musical. But it's not all froth and bubbles.
This show is actually telling the truth about North Korea. And of course, North Korea itself is like propaganda, and they don't want to let the people to know about the truth, the behind the scene. It's really ugly, right?
Yeonmi uses her star power to let viewers know how difficult life is in North Korea. And the message is getting home where it matters.
In China, it's very popular right now, so lots of people are seeing this show, and then they send this to back North Korea, and people are seeing it, and then they are saying, "Oh, I know that lady. She's from here." So you know, it's very popular in North Korea right now.
These photographs are remnants of Yeonmi's former life that began in North Korea over 20 years ago. Yeonmi and her sister grew up under the leadership of Kim Jong-il. It was the late 1990s, the time of the Great Famine.
I was like 9 years old or like 10, and like next to the school, and some street kids were there, and then they were like dying there. But I saw that too many times, so I did not know it was really sad thing, because nobody told me that's really horrible things.
Yeonmi's father was a party member and worked in the capital, Pyongyang.
이게 김정일이 배급을 전혀 못 주고 이제 생활을 국민들한테 보장해줄 처지가 못 되니까 그다음에 장사를 단속하지 않았어요. 자기 능력껏 벌어서 살아라. 그다음에는 이 불법 장사로 뛰어들은 거죠.
When Yeonmi was 8, her father was arrested for smuggling goods to China to sell on the black market. He was sentenced to 17 years in a labour camp. North Korea has never admitted to the horrors of life in its labour camps, not even to their existence. But Amnesty International has released these surveillance photos of the camps where torture and beatings happen every day.
딱 그 자리만 때리는 거예요. 그러니까 다른 데를 안 때리고 딱 아픈 자리를 또 때리고 아픈 자리를 또 때리고 이렇게 해서 결국은 안고 어점동도 다 대소변도 안고 받아내었다 그러더라고요.
Yeonmi's father was given a brief reprieve from prison for medical treatment. It was then the family decided to escape. At just 16, Eunmi fled the country with a friend. Her family was devastated. Desperate to find her sister, Yeonmi and her parents walked across the mountains to the border, where they bribed guards to cross the Tumen River to China. But there was no sign of Eunmi.
We called North Korea after we escaped. They were saying just people were trying to rape her, and then she didn't yes to them, so they killed her.
In the Chinese towns along the border with North Korea, Yeonmi's family was destitute and on the run, powerless to search any further for Eunmi. Stateless, with no identity, they feared being arrested and sent back to North Korea.
I couldn't go anywhere, even out of my door. I couldn't even turn on the lights. And they constantly locking door and then check the ID card. So that was my nightmare for me.
And things were about to get worse. Yeonmi's father was diagnosed with cancer and was given just 3 months to live.
My thought was not because I was sad or he's dying, just what can I do with his body after he's died, you know? I cannot even hide my body, so I'm alive, but what about the dead body? it was really, I felt really guilty for my father, but it's life, right? It's a reality. And so as a North Korean defector, there is no way to like even comfortably die, right? No like funeral too. So pastor,
한두 사람 이렇게 돈을 주고 우리가 샀어요. 그 사람들이 가서 멀리 올라가서 그 연미가 그때는 우리 큰 딸을 찾지 못했으니까 연미가 아버지에게 시신을 안고
and then like 3 a.m. we had to move his body. Everybody's sleeping, so and then I buried him like on the midnight by myself. And I was sitting there and it was so cold and there's nobody I can call. There's nobody come to my father's funeral, nobody knows it.
In the depth of winter, the temperature at -40 degrees, and with only a compass to guide them, Yomni and her mother walked for 24 hours through the Gobi Desert, across the Chinese border into Mongolia.
We didn't have money, so we had to walk. Just walk, no cars, no guy, just... And then I didn't want to die. I was like 17. But I saw my father's death. It was not human. It was just, he was less fair than animal. And I didn't want to end up my life either like that.
Yomni and her mother arrived in Seoul after seeking asylum at the South Korean embassy in Mongolia. The capital is only 50 kilometres from North Korea, but their long and treacherous journey had taken them 2 years, and they'd lost 2 family members on the way. 5 years on, they're still adjusting to their new life.
It's like big shocking, you know. It's like huge, like different, so different, and so many lives. There was a lot of catch up for me to study, so I had to study a lot, and these days I have to work a lot.
Yeonmi joined the TV program 3 years ago. Today she's pretending to be a child rehearsing a dance to perform for the dear leader, Kim Jong-il. Mocking the regime is dangerous work. Some of the women have received threats, and the North Korean propaganda machine is in overdrive.
So first time they said, oh, they are all South Korean actors. They are not North Korean. They are just trying to pretend to be North Korean. So nowadays they are saying that they just kidnap them and then they are just force them to say a lie. So that's how they, you know, tear their people in North Korea.
행방불명된 언니를
Under the bright lights of the TV studio, Yeomni lived with the heartache of not knowing what had happened to her sister. She made this dramatic appeal in the hope Eunmi might see it.
이렇게 언니 오늘 찾으려고 정말 단단히 마음 먹고 나왔는데 정말 언니가 이 영상을 꼭 봤으면 좋겠어. 그리고 언니 많이 보고 싶고 나도 아빠처럼 죽을 때까지 언니 못 찾으면 못 갈 거야. 언니 용서 여기 있으니까 잊지 말고 꼭 만나자. 사랑해 언니.
But in reality, Yeonmi was losing hope and had started to believe her sister was dead.
After 5 years later, I started to believe it a little bit. So all the people surrounded me, it's time for you to accept that.
Her older sister Eunmi had in fact survived, but was living in China under such terrible circumstances that even now she finds difficult to talk about.
아니에요. 내가 무서워. 제일 힘들어하는 대답이 드디어 나오지 않네요. 내가 이것 때문에 고생 계속 생각했거든요.
There's clearly a lot that's too raw to broach, but she does open up about the way she was exploited by employers.
너 북한에서 왔다는 거 알기 때문에 널 여기서 받아서 일해주는 거, 일할 수 있게끔 해주는 것만으로 고맙게 생각해라. 돈은 상관하지 말고. 그러니까 내가 일한 만큼 돈을 못 받는다는 거죠.
When she finally left the job, the restaurant owner had gangsters track her down.
솔직히 공포스럽죠. 누가 나를 여기서 찾고 있다는 게 알기 때문에 날 언제 잡으면 그냥 죽이겠다는 걸 내가 알기 때문에 아예 가지 않았어요. 저는 진짜 그것 때문에 더 이 한국으로 오게 됐어요.
In January this year, while Eunmi was at the processing centre for North Korean defectors, the South Korean intelligence service discovered her mother and sister were living in Seoul.
My mom just called me, and then she was just crying, and she just couldn't speak any words. I was, what is wrong, mom, tell me what is wrong, and then your sister is here.
After 7 years of separation, it was an emotional reunion, one that echoes every time they see each other.
말이 안 나오더라고요. 너무 반가워서 반갑고 너무 놀랐고.
And what was that like when you saw her?
It was like, just, what can you say? You didn't see 7 years and you can say, how are you? Or, there's just no word for that. Just seeing each other and holding hands together and just, yeah.
Not surprisingly, the two sisters are inseparable these days and enjoying their freedom and the riches of capitalism.